Hey, sunshine! Welcome to Conversations with Celena, the podcast where we discover inspiration, motivation, and information to help you live your best life. I'm your host, Celena, aka Sunshine, and each week we'll dive into conversations with guests who share their testimonies, insights, and advice. We'll explore topics that uplift, encourage, and empower you to be the best version of yourself you can be. So tune in and let's have some fun while we explore all that life has to offer. Keep it smiling, sunshine, and let's go. Hey, sunshine! Welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Celena. Today is June 28th, and you're going to get a double header. We are live at 11, and we will be live again at 7, and that is Central Time. That's the notification saying we live and then we on time. So be sure to share this video so that your friends and family can witness this amazing testimony. And also 7 o'clock tonight, y'all come on back here because we're going to have another visionary Badon that's going to be here, and she also has an amazing testimony. So I want you all to welcome to the stage once again. This lady needs no introduction. She is powerful. She is transparent. She is lovable. She is funny. Miss Blossom is on fire. Yeah. Welcome Miss Blossom to the stage, y'all.
Hey, Pootie, how you doing? What to do?
Yes. Woo! We get the audience going. Come on through, audience. You know what? It just do what it do, Miss Blossom. I tell you what, God is so good, and I'm so thankful that you decided to come back to Conversation with Celena to share what all you got going on. Because we almost let the time slip by. I was getting all the tea backstage.
Okay. Well, you got to try it out on somebody before you put it out there, you know.
Okay, well, come on. We can go and put it on out there. So the people that's new, give them a little backstory and then fill us up to where you are right now.
Well, first of all, I give God all the glory and the honor for allowing me to be on this platform today, and may God show you favor for saying yes. I am truly honored, giving God all the credit who's the head of my life. I used to be on crack cocaine for 19 years, but God, I just celebrated 21 years clean on June the 4th. So with that being said,
hey, God, 21 years clean.
Yeah, so I tell everybody, I like to smoking crack. You know, you have to tell me, I ain't like it. Listen, I like to smoking crack. I liked everything about it. I just didn't like the consequences that came with it. Okay? So that when I can be true to Blossom, I can be true to anybody else. I am the proud mother of 3 grown sons, 13 grandbabies, and I just had my 4th great grandbaby. Author of 4 books, From Under a Bridge 1, From Under a Bridge 2, and They Laugh and When They Laugh, because we got 2 kinds of laughter. Are they laughing with you or at you? And you know, this is the first show I've done this year because God bless it. I'm in school getting my bachelor's in human resources, concentration on addiction. So I was streetwise, so now I'm getting bookwise. Okay.
All right,
so, with that being said, I just want to let y'all know, y'all, when Jesus came, he freed us. Don't let nobody bound you down. You know, I tell a lot of people, yes, I used to live under a bridge in the backseat of my car due to my addiction, due to me doing stuff I ain't had no business doing. A lot of stuff I caused on myself. Yeah, I went through some trauma as a child coming up. You know, we couldn't talk about sexual abuse or nothing like that. Mm-hmm. But God had to teach me how to forgive my abuser, and he had to teach me how to forgive myself. Am I perfect? No, but I serve a perfect God. Okay. Just want to say to people today, I like looking in the mirror at somebody. You know, I was smoking crack cocaine $500 to $600 a day. That's how strong my habit had got. And like I said, I enjoyed everything about it. I just didn't like the consequences that came with it, which meant that I was an unfit mother, which meant that I was a prostitute, which meant that I lived a homosexual lifestyle. I don't knock nobody because I'm telling my story. You know, I'm talking about Blossom, what Blossom went through. Um, I, I, I wasn't fit to be trusted. I was too scared to live and too scared to die. You know, so smoking crack, not being able to talk about what I went through as a child. But for anybody that went through that, we have to remember, and I want you to remember this, that you were the child. When I was coming up, you could not tell a grown up, I'm not doing this. You did what they told you to do, when they told you to do it, how they told you to do it. And I was raised, whatever happens in the house stays in the house. You know what I'm saying? So we're just as sick as our secrets. So like I said, you know, going through the child abuse, got with a guy who was already on crack cocaine and thought that I could change him, but it ended up changing me. Had a baby at an early age, thinking that it was going to get me away from what I was going through. Got married at an early age because my first husband said he was in the military, and I thought about money, travel, I can get away from home. But we have to remember we can't run from our problems. So I just want somebody to know today, deal with your issues or your issues will deal with you. I I I don't dwell on the past, but I don't forget about the past. I don't want to ever get so high and mighty where I forget where God brought me from. Yeah, I played softball. I was a cheerleader in school, but I still had a secret, you know. Um, a lot of people ask me, how can I talk about it so freely? Because God has freed me. Yes, some of the thoughts, they do come back, but I don't have to go and get high behind it today. I used to couldn't say the word molestation without going and wanting to go get high. But you know what? How God taught me, He taught me how to forgive my abuser. Because we have to remember, when I was growing up, I wanted to go into the military. I wanted to go into the service. So I wasn't raised to say I want to smoke crack cocaine or I wanted to be an alcoholic. So what do I do with everything that I went through? I use it now to be able to help other women and men, because I've had men that have read my story and they tell me, I think that's the most powerful thing when a man can tell you that he went through molestation. Because, you know, men are taught they don't cry. Men are, they don't talk about stuff that happened to them like that. But we have to remember it did and it does still exist. Deal with it. I'm not going to say in order to heal, you're going to have to hurt, if that makes sense. You're going to have to take off that Band-Aid, and you're going to have to let that sword heal from the inside out, not the outside in. Because when we do that, that's when we putting on the makeup, putting on clothes, doing this or doing that on the outside. But in the inside, we still tore up from the floor up. So I just want to say to somebody today, don't stop, or don't let your past stop your future. You know what I'm saying? Who would have thought? Because I thought I was going to die a crackhead and was willing to live a crackhead life for the rest of my life, willing to live up under a bridge. That's something I don't want to ever do again. I rather for God to call me home. I tell a lot of people, yeah, it started out as fun, all right, but then the fun became a job. Then the job became a habit, So either you was gonna get up and go make something happen, or you was gonna sit there and you was gonna go. I had somebody to ask me, did you have withdrawals? I don't remember having withdrawals. I remember getting so high one time where I just wanted to get off of it. You know what I'm saying? And then sometime when I lived under that bridge, I was crying. Either I was crying because I was on drugs or I didn't have drugs. So Would I change? I've had people ask me, would I change anything that I've been through? No, because it's making me the person that I am today. I've lost a lot of friends out there, a lot of friends that did the same thing I did. You know, I used to get into a car and run across the railroad track with being in the car or walking. But I had one of my good friends, it killed her instantly. You know, so God's a keeper. He you know what, if you woke up this morning, God still got a plan for you. You know what I'm saying? We got to realize some people got up this morning and they weren't able to get up. You know what I'm saying? Some people didn't wake up this morning. So whatever we facing today, just remember that God said he'll never leave us nor forsake us. That's what he said. I ain't said, that's what he said, that he'll never leave us nor forsake us. So being here today on Sunshine, hanging out with her on a Saturday is truly a blessing. Now I want you to ask me a question because I've just been talking.
Look, that was the question. Like, fill us in on getting to this, and I know so many people can relate. I can definitely relate to portions of your story, and it is so hard to accept sometimes your past and not let it try to dictate your present and your future. But it's a choice, and so choices can be difficult. So would you rather live in the past, or would you rather leave it in the past and see what God has for you in your future? So life is really all about choices. You can choose to wake up today and be having a pity party every single day of your life, or you can decide, I'm up. God still has a plan for me, just like Miss Blossom said. So I'm going to take on to today knowing that God has something amazing in store for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way, when life does start lifing, as we say, you can navigate it a little bit better, knowing that all things are working together for my good.
Right.
I don't have to be dismayed and discouraged and distracted and busted and disgusted. I don't have to live there. I might go there because there are situations and things and people say things, people do things that will kind of knock the wind out of you. So because not expecting it. And then, but we got bounce back power. If you got the Lord in your life, you got some bounce back power. So, you just feel it, accept it, and then say, you know what? They don't decide who I am.
Right.
I don't answer to what they call in me.
Right.
I appreciate that backstory. I love to hear it all the time. And I know we got current situations, but you could tell your testimony all the time. And I would just sit here like it's my first time hearing it.
Because, when you know who you are and the enemy gonna try to come and make you think, oh, you ain't doing nothing. You just, and I'm not, and it happens. You know what I'm saying?
It does happen.
But if he's doing that, he done peeked into your future, and he knows what's in your future. I got somebody just dangling me. You're trying to do something, but one thing I do know is that God called me. I can't wait till you meet this young man. I love him so much. His name is Eric. He just jumped on. That's the one I was telling you about with the film. Mm-hmm. God is just so good. He will connect people, because like how he connected you and I, and it's been some years. You understand me?
Yes.
But you know what? I have a lot of people say, Miss Blossom, how do you get on all these shows? Do you have a PR person, or do you have a manager? No, I'm still a hustler, but I hustle for God. The same way I used to hustle and knock on them dope boy doors at night. Can I do this for a hit of crack? It's the same thing I do when it comes to, because that's how I did you. I went in your inbox. Mm-hmm. Can I come on your show and tell my story? And that's been about 3 years ago. It's been
a few years, because this is like your fourth time.
Yeah. So, like I said, God will connect you with people. Yes. This young man I'm talking about, love him to death. His name is Eric Letwell. And like I was telling you about before we went on, God has opened this door where I got a part in this film. Miss Curtis, when she got in touch with me, she said, "You busy?" I said, "No." She said, "Well, I'm getting ready to do my life story, and I want you to be on it." And I'm like, if they just let me just wave, I'm satisfied. You know what I'm saying?
Because
But
your
God,
name's still in the credits.
yeah. Hey, how you do? So at times when God opened doors, like one time when I was on the red carpet out there in Las Vegas with an evening gown on and my Chuck shoes, who would have thought the person that was up under that bridge would be like even when I was on Pastor Clifford O'Donnell's show, I had people, God allowed me to be myself, and Pastor Dollar allowed me to be myself because I love to laugh and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Your gifts will make room for you. Because when I was a little girl, I talked all the time. My teachers, I had Caucasian teachers, and so they would say, "Blossom, you're talking too much," and I just be talking, and I would want to make people laugh because I wanted people to forget. I wanted to forget about what I was going through at home. So if I made, yeah, that's my baby. Uh, uh, it's just like I pushed him out. You know what I'm saying? So, God is so good. I love to laugh and make people laugh because I thought that if I made you laugh, that you would be my friend. Mm-hmm. I was a people pleaser. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know where I fit in. When you go through molestation as a child, it takes your childhood. And then you have old people talking about she's so fast, but why is she acting like that? These are the kind of things that we need to see what's going on. Don't just push it out the way and act like it's not happening. Mm-hmm. We got to remember too that we deal with generational curses as well. So, like I said, when my friend, she called me and she was saying she was doing her life story and then she wanted me to be part of it. She said, "But I need you to call my business partner." And so when I called him, we just hit it off. God can bring people from the background and put them to the front. Mm-hmm. That's why we have to be careful how we put our mouth on people. Because I had a lot of people tell me you're gonna be a crackhead till the day you die, and I started believing that. But we have to remember that God, Jeremiah 29:11 tells us, and I'm paraphrasing, he said, "I know the plans that I have for you."
Plans that I have for you.
He knows, not man, but he knows the plans. You know what I'm saying? So with Eric, him and I, we conversate, and when the way that God is using him to bring this story to pass is just truly, truly a blessing. But you're going to hear about it because I already asked you to bring him on the show. You know what I'm saying? You're going to hear about it. But it's just truly a blessing to be somebody that has the most respect for you. Because once you lose respect, you don't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Being out in the streets and doing all the things, because I did everything but slept with an animal. And I was going to crack so bad, y'all. If that says Miss Blossom sleep with that dog for a hit of crack, I would have. That's how bad of a crackhead I was. But God can take the foolish things of the world and just transform it. I mean, he just molds it. You know what I'm saying? So he's not finished with me yet. This is just the beginning. So like I said, just had to give my baby a shout out. To Chelsea, a shout out for allowing me to play. I'm playing the grandmother part. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you everything because you're gonna have to go to the theater and watch it. But it's just truly a blessing to be able to just see, when you can just sit back and say, "Oh God, that's you," because like I said, only God can do these things. 21 years ago, smoking crack cocaine. $500 to $600 a day. I didn't play with. I smoked dope. You know what I'm saying? Like today, I didn't like to be around people who always say I'm fit to go do this. Either we're gonna do it or we not. Either we're gonna barbecue a meal, do one to two. You ain't going to get it yet. So
barbecue or meal do.
I'm telling you what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So Next year I'll be 60 years old, and I keep telling everybody, wait, don't let me get that girl because it's definitely gonna be on then. It's just working at the University of Alabama. Been there on the 16th. I'll be getting my 5 years celebration with the University of Alabama. I tell a lot of people I'm not from here. I moved here from North Miami, so God allowed me to come through the back door. So what I'm saying is, you don't never go to a town and fit in. You always want to stand out. Always want to stand out. And what I mean by that, I was riding down the road one day. This happened a couple of years ago. And these girls was in the car, and all of a sudden they said, "Hey, Miss Blossom, Blossom." So, moving from Miami, I'm like, oh, I got to fight. So, and I still know how to fight. Don't get it twisted now. I'm saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost, but ain't nothing soft about me. So I'm thinking, like, I'm gonna have to. These people, they calling my name, but you know what it was? She said, "Keep doing what you doing." So somebody's always watching you. Mm-hmm. But what are they watching? You know what I'm saying? Like right now on Saturday morning, 11:24. God bless it. I'm on the Sunshine Show. They watching me. Either they're going to barbecue or mildew. Am I giving them something to chew on that's going to be able to help them throughout the week? Because it's just the little things it's the little thing, just the little smile. Like how my baby got on and said, "Hey, mama." That's the little things that God will do for you. We just got to just know who we are and know who he is. You got to, because if you don't, you'll continue to keep going around doing the same old thing. So 21 years ago, I was sitting in the crack house in Daytona Beach, and I had been up like 2 weeks. I was tired, but I wasn't getting high. And I had so much dope because I had people just giving it to me. But I remember in this crack house, I remember going into the kitchen because everybody else was in the room. And I just wanted to be alone. Because, see, I had knew the Lord, but I backslid. And you have people talking about when I found Jesus. Jesus wasn't lost. I was the one that was lost. How we find Jesus? But that's the silly stuff that we be thinking. When I found Jesus.
Oh, gosh.
But that night when I was sitting in that crack house, and I still got the clothes I had on that night, shirt, shoes, purse. And I remember taking a piece of paper out that purse. And I just started writing God a letter. And I was just telling him how tired I am. I wanted something different because I hadn't tasted the goodness, but I went back to bitterness. You know what I'm saying? So the girl came in. She came in and gave me another hit of crack. I told her, I said, "Next time you see me, I'll be clean and sober." And she laughed. I told her there's two kinds of laughter. Are they laughing with you or at you? Mm-hmm. And God bless it. I'm smoking, still writing. Smoking, still writing. And I have people talking about, "You was writing and you was talking to God." God already knew where I was. If he knew where the woman at the well was, I knew he knew where I was. You understand me? So I kept writing, taking another hit. And so that I took that last hit, and I put that stem down, and I checked myself into the mental hospital. And once I got there, they had to do what they had to do. They started doing assessment, all that. And I told the lady, I said, "Ma'am, please don't let me go until you find me a place." And she was gone, and it seemed like she was gone about 2 hours, but she was gone about 25 minutes. Came back, and she said, "Y'all, I was tired. Listen, I hadn't smoked the stem. My lips already big, but they was burnt from the stem. My thumbs was hurting. My eyelashes was hurting. I was just tired. Feet hurting. I'm walking on the side of my feet. I was just tired. I was just tired. Thank God.
Oh, Miss Blossom.
Because you know what? People say, "How can you laugh?" Y'all, because I did a lot of funny things out there. I did. We homeless and we out there robbing another homeless man. Who do stupid stuff like crackheads? That's what we did. We did that. So when she came back, she said, "Blossom," I said, "Yes." She said, "Are you willing to be relocated?" I said, "Yeah," because some people got to move. Now I got a partner back home. She can maintain, but see, I was not one of those. I have some friends that can take a drink and put it, when they come in for work, they can take a sip of wine. See, I can't do that because then I'm going to Captain Morgan. Me and Captain Morgan, we had a lot of good times out there. You understand me?
I was in a relationship.
We did. Cause I used to get so drunk I'd be standing just like him, stuck. You know what I'm saying? So I tell a lot of people, you might do that, but I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So she said we located you a place, and I was so happy. She said, "Well, it's in Miami." I said, "Oh Lord." I said, "Now if I play the games I did in Daytona down in Miami, they're gonna kill me." But God bless it. That's where I went, and I didn't go back to them people, places, and things. Sometimes you got to change your people, places, and things. If you want better, you're going to do better. Because everybody's not for you. The free, they give it to you, the dope. They give you the alcohol. And then when I started acting like Blossom, or B is my nickname back home, when I started acting like B, you know how some people look at the blind and say, "Oh, here come Mary." They used to look at the blind, here come Blossom. They picked their whole house up and moved because I was a mean crackhead and a mean alcoholic. And the reason I had so much anger is because I was fighting God and myself. Mm-hmm. And that's what we be doing. We be fighting ourselves because we don't like where we at. We don't like what we're doing. But we really want to change? You know what I'm saying? So God bless it. Got down to Miami, did my inpatient, did my outpatient. Got a job, met another guy, got married, and I moved to Alabama. Now, I tell everybody, just because you get clean and sober don't mean you're not going to have no life issues. We're divorced now due to love. And people say love, yes, he loved talking to other women and brought another woman in my house. So that life is over with. Good friends. But when that woman I was always a fighter. So when she called me and told me she had been in my house, I really had to cry out to the Lord. Mm-hmm. I had them old seasoned saints telling me to stay with him, But when God cleaned me up, that don't mean we had to continue to be being dogged out and just used any kind of way. So we got the divorce, but I didn't go back to getting high. First time buying a home, I lost at the foreclosure, because I couldn't afford all the bills. But I didn't go back to getting high. Was in the house listening to the T.D. Jakes back in the day. He had them preach the veil down, open the door, car repo, but I didn't go back to getting high. So no matter what we go through, we don't have to go back to them people, places, and things. Mm-hmm. Then God bless me. The books, they started coming out. Then I started traveling. Then God bless me. I became a nonprofit organization, which is one of my babies. And the name of it is From Under a Bridge, Safe Haven Home for Women. Moving from Miami and moving here to Alabama, there's not much for these women here. So I went before Habitat and I was telling them my story. And I was asking them, could they build me a home for women that want to stay clean and sober? So she said, Blossom, Miss Ellen Plot, God showed me favor with them, right? So she said, as soon as you get your status, you get back in touch with us and we'll see what we're going to do. Well, the image, all right, girl, they ain't going to do nothing for you. You ain't even from Alabama. You know what I'm saying? But you got to continue to keep on pressing. So once God blessed me in 2014 to become a nonprofit, I called her back because I wanted to remind her what she had told me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she said, oh, Blossom. I said, I thought I knew it. She said, we had a meeting about you. Now, you know what? When people had meetings about me, that meant that I had a warrant for my arrest. She go look for her. We got a warrant for her.
Yes, indeed.
But she said, we had a meeting, and she said, she gave me some big words why they couldn't build the house. She said, well, we got a piece of land we're never going to use, and we decided to give you that. So God bless you. They gave me the land. So I have my land, I have my blueprints, I got my building permit, and we've been approved by God in the city to be able to house 6 women. Because in the state of Alabama, you can only have 3 non-related living in the house. But God showed me favor when I stood before the city council. They showed me favor. I get to house 6 women. Then my next home will be called Tears from Under a Bridge, And that'll be for women and children, because I cried many tears up under that bridge. So, it's been, like how they laughed at Moses, 'cause, when Moses started building the ark, people was laughing at him. And I have people that laugh at me because the house is not.
Wait, what you said?
You remember when they was laughing at Noah, when Noah was talking
No,
about.
look, I was up nodding. I'm like, wait a minute, Moses.
Noah.
we rewriting it.
Noah. So when people was laughing at Noah when he was talking about the ark and all that, but then when the rain came, they wanted to come to the door and start knocking, but God closed the door. You understand me? So I have people that laugh at me and you ain't did nothing yet. I can't do nothing till God say that this supposed to happen. But I know what He told me. He told me to start here. So it's gonna come up. Like I said, these women can stay 8 months to a year, and when it comes to us, it's just giving us, I want them to be able to sit around the table and have dinner. Because, when we out there smoking, we ain't finna sit around nobody. We probably finna sell the table, but we ain't finna sit around a table and have dinner and discuss what we had that day. I wanted to be homey. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much it, that's been going on with Blossom since the last time I saw you.
Woo, Miss Blossom got a whole lot of stuff going on, but I tell you what, it is so encouraging because we will have self-talk that will talk us out of things based on how we talk to ourselves, which is completely opposite of how we speak to others.
Right.
Going through.
Yeah. Why we do that?
I don't know why we're so critical of self.
Somebody call me with their problem and God will give me the words to tell them. Then I get on the phone and say, well, why I can't take my own advice? No, so that part
exactly, right, exactly. And so we're very hard on ourselves. And just like you had said, when you wanted to go into the military, the words that were spoken over you was, you can't do that, and so we remember all these limitations that were put on us early, and that stuff just tries to come into our present and just overshadow our future. But that's when we got to take just those thoughts captive and just flip it and reframe it and say, no, I know who I am. I know whose I am. I know the promises that were made to me, and they will be fulfilled. And I woke up this morning, so that means I still have a purpose for my life, and God still knows the plans that He has for me. So, your testimony will never, ever get old to me, because every time you come, it's something different that you say that encourages me. And I know other people, because I get calls and say, Miss Blossom sure did bless me, and she funny. So, and even with you saying that you're back in school.
Yeah, I'm getting an education. Yeah.
We're getting an education.
Yeah, because you know what? I was street smart. Now I'm getting book smart. You understand me?
I know that's
God be the glory, Now, what led me there? Because I had took the test to become a drug counselor, right? First time I took it, I missed about 134 points, but they had me studying that wrong book. I was like, okay. I'm going to get it this time. When I took it, I missed about 69 points. I said, oh, nah, it's on. But God's plans are not like our plans. Because if I would have got that certification, I would have stayed right there with just that certification. So when I went to take it that last time, I studied, I fasted, I had people praying for me, and I missed about 69 points. I cried like a big baby. But God bless it. God wants us to enjoy life to the fullest. He just don't want us to do halfway. You know how some people them old people be sitting in the nursing home and they be hollering out and crying or looking out the window because they regret they didn't fulfill what they wanted to do because they allowed somebody to tell them they couldn't do it. So God bless me, when I got accepted in school, and I was like, you know what, Lord, it is bigger, So I'll be getting my bachelor's in addiction. Already, my prison number is 589931. I had a number for the rest of my life. It's just not a functioning number. But God bless it. He got me now. I got a student ID, not a prison ID. You understand? Wow. So I almost broke out running. because he can change things around. And I want somebody to hear me today. Don't let nobody come from up under your bridge. That's why I tell everybody. We all got a bridge. My bridge might not be yours and yours might not be mine, but we all got a bridge. Come from up under your bridge. Walk over your bridge to your destiny. Stop sitting there talking about, I wish I could, I woulda. How you spell fitting? Either you're gonna do it or you're not. Either you're gonna barbecue or mildew. Make something happen. We made something happen when we was out in them streets. Now I just got a different dancing partner, and that's God. That's God. You know what I'm saying? Jesus sitting at the right hand, interceding and praying for me. I'm not perfect. God knows I'm not perfect. I still snap, crackle, and pop if you get my timing wrong. But I got a God that said he'll never leave me nor forsake me. Back in the days when I had them so-called friends, they say the same thing. But as soon as I got them handcuffs put on me, you didn't see nobody. Many nights I went to sleep drinking a water sandwich in jail because nobody sent me money for a debit cake or snake or anything, any kind of snack. But I got a friend now named Jesus. He's sitting with me right now. He's allowing me to minister to y'all and to myself. You understand me? So like I said, come from up under your bridge. Walk over your bridge to your death. I'm going to do it. Why can't you do it? We're not better than, nobody's better than nobody. I don't care where you came from. It's not where you came from, y'all. It's where you going. Because I'm going to be a millionaire one day. I keep telling everybody that. Y'all better remember the name Blossom. They remember my name when I was out in the street. Remember my name Blossom. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, God, he got so much in store for us. So like that being said, I just got to throw my hands up and just say, Lord, I thank you. I thank you.
And just know that if you quit, that's a no. That's a hard no. If you stop, that is a hard no. And then you will be sitting in the nursing home looking out the window, wondering, I wonder what would have happened if I would have tried, if I would have started the business, if I would have moved to a different state, if. And so, like I said, choices are hard either way, but which choice would you rather make? And so don't give up on yourself. God hadn't given up on you because you're alive today. Mm-hmm. So why would you give up on you?
Because I had a lot of people that gave up on me. You know what I'm saying? I had gave up on myself. And that's the worst thing right there, when you give up on yourself. Mm-hmm. But that night in that kitchen, when I started just writing God a letter, I said, I know it's got to be something better than this right here. You know, I had allowed everybody to use me. I even used myself. Why can't I let God use me? So I stand before people, and is it easy telling people that I smoked dope, I was an unfit mother, I had a homosexual lifestyle, how I was involved with the guy who was HIV positive, never told me. But I'm standing here today, don't have AIDS, don't have HIV, and I'm 21 years clean. And it's all because you have a lot of people that always want to make things so scientific. Your immune system was so strong. No, that was the blood of Jesus that covered me, y'all. Smoking $600 a day, my mind, I should be in a diaper somewhere, somebody feed me. Or picking flowers nobody can see but me, and scratching the areas that's not itching. Y'all better stop playing with me on this Saturday. I'm just talking about. Oh gosh. I'm just big. Because you know what? I could be real with Blossom Day, so I could be real. You think I care about people talking about me? No. If I put it on page 23, I don't care what you say or think about me. As long as you don't put your hands on me, we doing just fine. They're going to talk about you regardless.
They're going to talk about you regardless.
My grandma always said, give them something to talk about. That's what you do. Give them something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You won't forget Blossom. You know what I'm saying? Either you'll love me or you'll dislike me. It's one, two, but you won't forget Blossom.
That's right. No, you cannot forget Miss Blossom. and you're helping so many people also walk in their truth. And because just listening to you and how you're able to just tell the raw truth about the things that
and some of the stuff I couldn't even tell because they couldn't handle it. You understand me? Mm-hmm. So in my books, I put it there, but then I don't put it down. You know, because I have so many different readers. And God bless you. One day my story is gonna be on the screen. My God's gonna bless me with my life is gonna be out there. But I let people know that He brought me. The only thing I did not do while I was out there smoking crack was sleep with an animal. And that was just a yet, because if they just Blossom, I give you an ounce. If I'll give you a $2 hit if you sleep that dog. That's how bad I was on crack cocaine. That was just a yet. Because some people have done it. I just hadn't done that yet. So don't never say what you won't do.
That's the
Don't
truth.
never say what you won't do. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, my name is Blossom, a great for recovering addict. If you ever need to get in touch with me, because I love to talk, my phone number is 305-753-8164. Hit me up on Facebook. And remember that everybody got a bridge. What's yours? Either you're going to barbecue or mildew. One of the two.
You're going to barbecue or mildew.
One of the two.
Well, this blessed me, Miss Blossom. And like I said, I know it has blessed and will bless so many other people.
Amen. Amen.
And I'm not just telling you that because we all have a struggle. We all have a bridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we do. And some of us got bunches of them going trying to get across those bridges. And you don't want to burn them as you're coming across them.
That's right. That's right. And I did a lot of burning out there. So some of the things that I was able to make amends, I did my best. Some people passed that I couldn't make amends to, you know what I'm saying? And I used to carry that guilt. But you know what? I just asked Lord, can you forgive me? Will you forgive me? You know what I'm saying? Because I did a lot of things. I hurt a lot of people out there because I was hurting. Hurt people. You understand? I tell a lot of people, even I know I didn't sexually or physically abuse my soldiers, my sons, but mentally I put them through a lot because they wanted their mama. They didn't want to hear about their mama out there on the streets, you know, or seeing me doing stuff like that. So when God allowed me to get a year clean, I called each one of them and I apologize. Don't never say you're sorry because there's nothing sorry about you, and God wasn't sorry when He made you. Say, I apologize or please forgive me. So now it's not on me, it's on them. Because a lot of guilt always had me going back, oh, woe is me, they're still mad. Like I said, 21 years later, I'm still processing stuff. So, like I said,
but 21 years clean.
Yeah. So, like I said, don't lay down for nothing. Stand up for something, y'all. Stand up, believe in yourself. So, with that being said, I'm just saying I'm out of here, but I love you.
Well, don't hang up. Hold on one second. All right, y'all. I know that y'all enjoy Miss Blossom. She will definitely have to come back, and Eric is definitely going to be coming on here, and we're going to have a conversation. Well, first I got to ask him. Like said he come. Eric and I got to have a conversation to see. And but I want y'all to remember, don't give up on yourself, and forgive yourself. Mm-hmm. The things that you've done, forgive others for the things that they've done to you, the offenses, because that unforgiveness and that bitterness, it's going to take you out every time. Like that cliche, what is it? Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the person to die.
Right.
Like, you cannot do that to yourself. There's no way to live your most prosperous, blessed life when you over there in the past. Let the past be in the past, forgive others, and then just move forward. And it is a process. But if Miss Blossom and I can do it, guess what?
Yeah.
You can do it too.
But it's one step at a time. Don't try to jump out there. Just if it's an inch at a time, you can get so much accomplished. So with that being said, like I said, come from up on your bridge. Walk over your bridge to your destiny.
Yes. And remember too, I Owe Her launched last weekend in Iowa. We have another I Owe Her experience July 26th in Iowa, and then we're going to be in Honolulu, Hawaii in August 30th. So go to Celena10 to get information and to see the times and the dates and the cities and the states.
Okay.
Look at me.
I see you, that girl, big girl, her big girl. I see you. Ooh.
Her big girl, baby.
Oh, big girl.
Yes, indeed.
Go, Celena. Go, Celena.
All right. Well, y'all go share a smile and spread some sunshine. Until next time. Mwah. Hold on, Miss Blossom.
Gotcha.